Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. Things are not looking good for me, and the perps have been triggered by the reality of what they really are. There's no way to go around the truth and escape the reality they've created. This bubble is just humiliating and falsified in so many ways. But that's their job. All along, the reality of being a target individual is you're just a test subject. The people they surround you with are just this low life the government contract to do these things. And it's foul, but easy. Because this is not, they don't really have to get their hands dirty in the sense of being seen or even do things physically. It's literally technology that is being used onto you to develop this technology. You're just a guinea pig. And so the cowardness is very well accepted because this is what this technology is for. It's for remote targeting. It's for remote ability to do things and control human beings. And they contract these loseries of human beings. So humiliating, the reality. The 12-mile weekend, it was just them trying to negate the reality. It's so bad. They have these perps have no shame because as you're being manipulated, they're supposed to gaslight you. They're supposed to make you believe this false reality, this false persona, that in truth, in the reality is they actually are just bottom feeders. These perps, these contracted civilians that work for these governmental entities. These governmental entities that actually is having issue with these things they put into you as a target individual. If you go through my videos, just seeing the video I made yesterday about these teenage kids, you understand what they do. They are forcing people to have this nasty reaction for the purpose of breaking down the target individual. The reason why they're making target individual have this reaction, stimulation, sensation is because they want to break down the self-image of the target individual. It's part of the degrading, the patterning, the breaking down of the target individual. With target individual, they do these things and they want you to identify with this. They contract some of, for example, right now I'm hearing children humiliating low life shit. I think at this point they understood there's a reality that perhaps should be should not be, they should not try to see if the reality they created is real. I think they understand that I will very well bring the reality of what they've been trying to negate. They're nasty low life. They will get theirs. And the reason why I say they've been triggered lately is because the elections have shown how things are actually far from what this bubble they've created. They're just delusional shit. The people who put me in this program have influenced this country by donating so much money to the most conservative entities you can imagine. I've been saying their names. I've been ensuring that I know who destroyed me, my life. The reason why I say that is because there's a psyop. When you become a target individual, one thing I noticed is like they try to create a bubble of false reality around you, of people who want you to be distorted, to think that this is anything but a massive government doing that to you. Target individual, please don't get fooled. Don't think because there's a bunch of black people, this is a group of black people doing that, and this is them. If you see a bunch of like Jewish people, you think it's a group of Jewish people doing that, or you see a bunch of Muslim people from Arabic countries, you think it's Arabs doing that to you. If you think that it's Russian people, this is just the psyop. It's this distorted reality. The government is behind this. For me, what they have as a psyop is this group of like feminists, protectors, and avengers, and they're mad and just doing this, and it's their money, and they create, for example, right now as I'm saying these things, there's somebody slamming some trash things, trying to make noise campaign and tell me things to try to distort the reality because they have this facade of we're this group of feminists and we're avenging and this liberal and this that, when the truth they're just low life bottom feeders working for these governmental entities. And what they involved in is torturing men, but not only men, women and children. They're involved in a program that clearly does evilness to even babies. They are nasty trash. They deserve death in ways that you can't even understand. But you see the side they were trying to present themselves. Oh, you're gonna pay. Oh, it's time for it. When the truth, they know what they're involved in, and every day they negate the reality of what they're part of. They know something's gonna come to them. They don't know when. But they know. They've been living life with me because I know that they try to create this false reality, negating the torture of women and children every day. I've been making them eat the reality that they wanted to escape from to create that fantasized reality. They know that the evil that they deserve is going to come to them in one shape or another. Maybe not today, but it will come. They've been destroyed. The psyop has been destroyed. What they were trying to present has been destroyed. And the reason I say that with the election specifically is because I think the psyop was put in my face because who put me in this program is this organization I used to work for. Today, this organization is one of the biggest donors of the Conservative Party. And they were doing that even when I was still there. But now it's even more obvious that they are. So when you see the election going this way, you know they invested for that to go there. Their return investment is visible. That's what they've been pushing. And this trash that will go into rallies and be like, oh, our body are actually working for a program that torture women and children in horrible ways. The reason why they're able to do that to me is because these people put me in this program. These people that is helping these policies for women to not be able to have abortion some places. And they've been destroyed by the reality of that. I knew that they were that. I knew they were just a psyop. I knew that tomorrow this whole psyop could have come up in a different fashion. Well, these people are able to change the country in all these ways. This low life I get lost in what this technology can do to my body. Pretending like, nah, pay. Involve in a program where they're literally suffocating 7-year-old kids. But wanting to get lost in this because this technology, what they can do to us like individuals is extremely amazing in the sense of the capabilities. You can be fully controlled and manipulated. Your life is completely orchestrated. You no longer live life organically. Nothing is organic. Your thought process is not organically. Your disease that you're getting is no longer organic. Nothing. Everything is created. And so you have these losers that have no control in anything else come in here feeling so special, especially lately. And now I understand it's more of a coping mechanism than ever. Look at what's happening to the country while you are here. Not to say this, I'm not saying it's the country going more to the right side or the left side, change it. I don't care about that. At this point, it's bigger than that. But this trash presenting themselves that way, we're trying to create this psyop. They at one point like, oh wait, not too long ago, this guy who just started saying, this is the Me Too vote. Was it really? Clown ass. Me Too. You know what this program does to women? The torture they do to women. The evilness of that is atrocities. This program literally burned vaginas. In this program, the technology can create pain that you can't comprehend, remote. They can do painful things to you that you don't even see coming. This weapon system can attack your body in ways that you can even, no weapon can. You know, with me, because of the reality of me forcing them to negate the torture. What I mean by negates, what I do in my place, I listen to a lot of the testimonials of women describing what they go through. A lot of it is sexual torture. Sexual torture is commonly used in this program. Commonly. They are burning vaginas. They are cutting vaginas. All kind of horror. And this trash are supposed to be like, we're just avenging feminists involved in a program that does this horror to women. Listen, what I'm saying does not make me a genius, does not make me a wise man. I'm just putting the reality in the faces of this trash that wanted to create this fantasy and the humiliating reality of really who's running the show versus who is out here creating this bubble. It's two different things. And they tell me, yeah, I'm their trash. Like, I'd rather be your trash than be the trash doing that to women and children. Some trash losery of human beings. If you see the patheticness of how bad and fierce these people are, you understand why they can get lost in this. I'm talking about people as pathetic as this that I keep showing. childlike individuals, nothingness. And they're like, oh, they believe you. They don't. It's like everybody didn't participate the way it is. I'm still looking at Aliyah, which I'll bring that. I'll come up. I will bring that manipulation later on. But as I'm trying to bring out the picture, they're playing my phone. But they do these things to try to agitate me. My phone's completely hacked, completely. But you see how pathetic they look like. You've seen already a lot of my pictures. I show the childlike ways they look like. Let me see if I can bring that up on my phone. It's so hacked. It's freezing up. And this is what they do. And lately it's been worse. It's been worse. It's like they've been more childish, more like pathetic. They used to be smooth about how they manipulate my brain, how they try to create this frustration. Everything now is just so childish. I'm not even fazed. My phone freezes up when I try to pull up the pictures, but I already showed the picture 1,000 times, so this time what is it changing? It doesn't phase anything. Because the reality is I have videos with it. So they do these things that just, at this point, is very childish. Because we've been there before. I've shown these pictures already. As I'm bringing up the picture right now. And I think what they try to do is create some kind of like stress. But I don't know if it's going to pull up. But people as pathetic as that. Right? They're making me struggle to pull up this picture that you've seen a million times. Or this is like really the face of how sad and pathetic it is. And these perps, I don't know, since the elections, they've been triggered to be even less. It's like childish. And what I mean by that is, as a target individual, I'm surrounded by all kind of perps, but lately, or since I moved to here, it's been a level of childlike individuals participating in this. And obviously super gimmicky. And they do things to torment me, disorient me, but lately it's not even been disorienting or tormenting, it's been comical. It's like a child trying to agitate you, but it's not really agitating you because it's just too obvious. And since the elections, since the result, and the result apparently is even looking like it's going to lean more to the right ever. If Trump wins, obviously he wants the election for the presidential, but now the Senate is Republican. But if the House is also Republican, that proves that the people who put in this program, their influences, and I've been saying that all along, it's like, you guys are just the losers and nothing's creating a psyop. These people here, as they're winning, where you low life like you, just getting lost in my torments, as if it's going to change anything for you. But you'll be the first pretending that you're going in a rally for something, pretending like you're just about democracy and everything else. You're a clown. You're trash. And you're disgusting for trying to present this optic in this program that literally burned vaginas of women. And that's why this country went this way. I'm a progressive liberal person, but there's a lot of people who just use these things to just signal or to provide an optic that's falsified. How can you even be involved in a program that you know is literally burning vaginas of women? But come inside this, be involved in this program, also then it's a different program. And like, now you pay, it's time for you to pay. You're involved in a program that torture women, destroying the life of women. This is the disgusting optics the reason why people like you are no longer respected. If you're going to be trash on the trash, like, yes, I'm involved in a program that torture women and children. And we're going to torture you. That's that. But to be involved in the program like, our women are protecting, you pay for what you did to this person, when in reality they don't care about that person. They will torture her like they torture this woman. So what happened with the election triggered them to that level, because I was describing that you guys are just trash. It's nasty. Don't use that optics, because you're gonna make it look like people like you are frauds. And the truth is, a lot of frauds like them. I'm somebody who stands on the progressive side of things, liberal side of things, but today I don't even trust it. Even from BLM things to all that, I'm black. Matter of fact, the people who put me in this program, this company, race was a factor. I know they put me in this program. Race was one of the factors for why they put me in this program. I understand that. There was not that many people like me. That today, when I see this trash rally, it's like, you just for sale. You just an optic. You're not even real. You don't stand on nothing. You just for sale. You try to present yourself with this super PC, overly like overall like super correct and everything. It's like, no, you're a fraud. I'm flawed in so many ways. I'm not going to try to hide and present myself with this. But I'll never, first of all, identify with this manipulation that's so disturbing, and ever let this trash leave this fucking nasty fantasized reality. They utilize childlike shit. Retards. They tell me how they're gonna frame me using these kids, and typical things. The reason why these people, nobody respect this kind of optics anymore. Oh, we dared. It's daring. It's daring to pretend that somebody got raped, a child, by you. It's daring. That's the mentality of these retards at this point. By the way, why it's even more disgusting, and the reason why I'm saying these people are just trash losers that make people make this whole optic look so bad, is because the governmental entities running this program, the Department of Defense, have issues with pedophilia that is surreal and being validated in so many ways. While these trash are living life, grooming these retards of children to think it's daring to pretend that they get raped. This is the loserness. Do you know that the people who put me in this program, you're gonna keep hearing that name, Roy Moore. Roy Moore. This name has been mystified by this trash. It's like they know the rules to not say it, as if it's normal. Why would you not be able to say Roy Moore openly? Roy Moore is somebody that my employee who put me in this program donated money after the allegation of him picking up kids as young as 14 years old. You should hear them say the name. And they still try to be fierce, try to say the name the way they can say the name, which is a very, very mistake way they have to time it right. It is so pathetic to understand how much of a losery they are, but still try to present themselves as if this their money, it's their world, when they're just trash in low life. They get lost in this because they feel empowerment. They're intoxicated by the power of what they get from doing this. I'm a nobody who's been destroyed by one of the most influenceable organizations. A company who put me in this program. They destroy my life, and this losery of human beings get lost in this fantasized reality they put together, when the truth they involved in a program that torture even babies. Working for entities filled with pedophiles. Every day they get to listen to it. Can't even say Roy Moore, but still try to sound fierce. It's so pathetic. It's amazing. And they want me to respect. They walk as if like they're just like that. It's like it was nothing. Look at you. If I say Roy Moore, you find a way to not say it, or you find a way to say it in a special way. I'm surrounded by this low life, and they're supposed to be this fierce, fat, but trash ass, burning vaginas of women, and then play. And so you understand the weak as fragile will find empowerment in this. It's so nasty. For me, I'm so thankful to God that I got to say what I need to say. I know who destroyed my life, and they're the people who just invested so much money for this country to turn so red, turn so Republican, that today they're some of the highest donors in the country as a whole, listed as number 1 or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 for their donations. Clearly seeing who destroyed my life, while this slow life live life negating reality, feeling like they're the gods and losers. But a target individual, doesn't matter what, if you're this conservative who are a target individual, it doesn't matter. With me, that's the optic they will try to present. Target individual, we are surrounded by people who are supposed to distort the reality of what's happening. I'm just thankful that for me, as the horror gonna get worse, this happened. I know whose entity has issue with pedophilia. The bill called End National Defense Network Abuse Act. Let me repeat that. End National Defense Network Abuse Act was introduced in 2019 when they started manipulating my brain, when they started mapping such illusories. A bill was being introduced both on the Senate and the House because there was so much child porn being downloaded, accessed, and shared using the DoD network computers. You know how nasty? They're using the DoD computers. A bill was created to try to stop people working at the DoD downloading child porn using DoD computers. You know how? Because they're ranked top tier child porn traffickers using DoD computers. This is disturbingly. Somebody not too long ago said capital P. There's nothing more capital P than that as pedophilia. He said that knowing that I know this bill. Do you understand how pedophilia-centric these entities must be? They're not even using their private computers. We're talking about the computers given to them by some of the most powerful entity in the world. Download child porn with that. Well, this trash manipulating my brain. Now we're mapped it with this and that. My brain is so manipulated. Yesterday was so bad because of the humiliating reality. Let me just start with, first of all, my last video, you saw some teenage, like out of nowhere, on my YouTube feed, there's some kind of video about kids being asked who's the hottest girl or hottest boy in high school. Out of nowhere. So they purposely did that because they can manipulate my brain, and they were messing with me, and you'll see the video. And initially they were like playing with my brain with this kid, especially in the middle, and they're trying to make her look more womanly and more like a woman in the face. And I look closer, like she's a baby, like 16, maybe the max of max is maybe 18, but 16, 17, that's basically what she looked like. She is 16, looks like exactly where she's at. And I'm looking close, like, oh my gosh, she's a baby. She's like a child. My gosh. Then after that, this like, listen, it's crazy. There was this girl, and I'm gonna show. I'm not here to make fun of anybody and how they look, but the reason why I describe what I would see and what's happening is because my brain is being manipulated. There's this person, super short, but her head looks like an adult, but her body is like super petite. It's like compressed into like a small person, not like almost like a teenager. The face almost looks like an adult, but the body like a teenager, and small too. It's not like a tall, like a small. And I was confused at one point. It's like, is this person kind of like on the like little person side? But it looked more like she hasn't grown into her head. And I'm not trying to be funny. But they were trying to, so I'm like, she looked more like a teenager, but I'm not sure. And I'm going through the comments, and there's a bunch of men describing, oh, she's a petite, gorgeous beauty, and this and that, beautiful, she's beautiful. Only one other person is like, oh, she's probably the daughter of somebody. But that was one out of like 10, 20 of comments. Matter of fact, there was the video was, at one point, it was like a video was like, because you'll see, it's a video by a dog, right? There's a big dog, and this girl is like so tiny, and the title is like 203 pounds dog versus 110 beauty. Excuse me, speaking is getting harder, but the title was 203-pound dog versus 110 beauty. I'm like, okay, ooh, beauty. It's like, that could be a father describing. But to me, I'm like, she looked like a teenage kid. And all the comments, a bunch of comments about how beautiful she is, how gorgeous she is. When I'm looking at her, it's like, ew. But they were stimulating me so much. So much. You almost get leakage. And I'm like, you nasty low life. Look at the reality. While you are here forcing me to get all kinds of stimulations. Pathetic trash. These people are losers of humankind. I'm telling you. Their job is to do foul things to people, and it's so low life. Let me show you, before I get too far, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is, first of all, this is what I'm talking about. and they would try to make me look at her in a sexual way. But you see the head and versus, it look almost like she's on a small size, like clinically. And then this is the kind of comment you see. I don't know if you see this, and then you see like she's stunning. The dog is beautiful and well kept. Both beautiful, the dog and her. She's effing gorgeous. This is the things I'm seeing. And they're forcing me to get sexual stimulation on her because I think she's a teenager. But if she's not even a teenager, she's like small and they're just forcing me. And they even try to make me look at her private parts. And the reason why they're doing that is because they were even talking about it. Like, listen, don't get it wrong. I've looked at women in very sexual ways. I know I'm being forced to look at her in this way because she's potentially a teenage kid. It's so nasty. And then it gets even worse. Let me just say how pathetic it gets. I'm watching this interview, and this is all they do, and I'll go into the babies before that. I'm watching this. This is an interview. This man is talking about where he started from, when he was starting off his business. It's a very cool video. And then he described, we, and somebody's in the passenger seat, we used to give away our plasma to fuel a car. We're that poor at that point. And there's somebody sitting next to him, but you can barely see her. Maybe there's a better picture. You can barely see her, right? See over there. So I'm like, she kind of look like a teenage girl, but maybe that's his wife that looks very young. I don't know. It's just far. You don't see everything. I'm not sure because, and the reason why they create this mental battle is because they want me to be like, I see, that's proof. And I'm like, she kind of looks teenager, but I don't know. I'm not seeing all of her. So maybe it's just the way that, because he's talking about they used to give away their plasma, their blood to get money. And then he specified, but after this, my first daughter was born, and then it's like, she's a teenager, and it starts stimulating me. I zoomed in, it's like, stimulations. It's that pathetic. I don't know if you can see it. This one all the way here. And stimulate me. This nasty low life. This is the life these people live. And they're supposed to break me down with this. But I'm like, you have to live life. Don't you feel embarrassed that as a person fully alive, who's gonna die, right now, this is the life you live, waiting for me to die while doing these things? It's crazy. I'm so thankful to God. That's why I'm always thankful, because I know time is going to come. Can you imagine that they dedicated so much time into this stupidity? Living life breaking down people like that. What about my life? You know what they go into? It's like, you're going to be tortured, you're going to be feasted, you're going to be like, but what about your life, you damn shit? What you going to do? What's your life? And it's because they're going to frame me using kids. It's like, what's the future of these kids, you think? After you watch me scream, die, feast, whatever torture you talk about. Because they're going to create theatric torture. What do you think these kids are going to grow up to be? You think they're going to live life living great, moving on with... They dedicate their life negating reality. They pretended they got raped. Then they try to make them think that this is daring. Working for governmental entities, they know they have an issue with pedophilia. Don't let them escape. They know what they're part of. They know what these entities have as an issue. On top of that, it's like, whose world is it? Is that money? That's what they love to say. Is that money? We're different. We're this feminist, liberal. Yeah, right. Look at whose money it is. Look who's running this program. Look who's winning these things. The losers over there trying to get lost in my torture as if this is going to change anything in your life. Well, these people are changing what you can even do in some state. Some losers of humankind who sacrifice their kids and don't even want to think what's going to happen to their retards of children. Who do everything that's foul, childish, retards, and manipulative as hell, and putting things together in ways right now where they make me think, to make me accepting of this manipulation. They make me think of in 2014 when I followed somebody. 2014, I found somebody I never talked to, don't even know. I thought she was an adult because she looked like an adult. Today, when they make me have this nasty reaction toward these kids from the teenager one, especially the teenagers, it's like, now by 2014, remember what you did 10 years ago. You found somebody you thought was an adult. So today, validate. Pathetic as it gets. Well, you see the comments of people talk about this person who looked like a kid. Even if she's an adult, I'm like, something is off about her. I always think she's near a small person. Even if she's like a young adult, let's just say she's a young adult. She looks like she's a small person. I don't want to use the word. It looks like she's clinically could be considered one. What you hear, you see all this comment of people saying, "Oh, she's effing beautiful, she's effing gorgeous." You use this, talk about everything. Well, me, when I'm watching, stimulating me, try to look at her in a sexual way. But you guys understand, they do that to babies. You know how nasty it gets? The little kids. This is the most disturbing part. The teenager is nasty, is annoying, but this is the most disgusting. These babies, when they do these things toward these babies, this is truly what is really breaking down. The teenage stuff is annoying, but this forcing me to have this sexual stimulation to these babies, that is really what breaks me down. The teenagers is annoying, it's disturbing in a way, but the babies, that's something else. It's something else. It's something that's disturbing to another level. I gotta be strong, but that's really what breaks me down. And that's where I have to be fond of strength. And with that, they're like, "No, we mapped it to you when you were like this age or this." I was like, I'm an adult, grown man, and I know who I am. This baby, this adorable baby, this will hit my heart in different ways. It will just make me feel like it'll be endearing. It'll be like heartwarming. Now it's turning to something sexual, rewired to something sexual stimulating. Then you have these retards, childlike shit, that tell me how they're gonna frame me. Say, "No, it's not real. It's you. We mapped it to you as a kid." And then bring up me as a kid in 8th grade. It's like, "Oh, but remember what you did in middle school. But remember this." And then falsify memories of me when I'm younger, to try to make me acceptive of these things in my late 30s. Target individual. I will never identify with this manipulation. From the little babies to the older kids, I know who I am. I'll never identify with this manipulation, and I know what this is about. So stay strong and understand that this program is meant to rewire and alter who you are as a human being. And whatever things they put together to make you accepting of this, understand this is the program purpose. These people who are making you experience these things, rewiring your brain in these ways, actually working for governmental entities who top tier issue with pedophilia. Top tier issue with pedophilia. And they have to negate that every day. So my target individuals, stay strong.